The Darling Harbour Theatre inside ICC Sydney is a modern 8,000-seat auditorium defined by sharp architectural lines and a specialized environment designed for acoustic clarity. This diagram puts the scale of the operation into perspective. You are one of 8,000 people inside the venue, sitting in the middle of a precinct that draws 27 million visitors every year. This density has defined the area for decades. The old entertainment center previously stood here, serving as the city's primary gathering space for major events. Currently, the precinct is undergoing a massive transformation. The $50 million harborside redevelopment has turned a major portion of the waterfront into a construction zone, scheduled to continue until late 2026. That work disrupts traditional walking paths and alters the typical pedestrian flow through the harbor. Attendees who arrive without a specific plan often find themselves pushed toward the most expensive parking and the closest tourist-oriented dining options by default. Achieving a refined experience in such a high-volume area requires managing the evening as a sequence of specific logistical steps. Your first logistical hurdle is deciding how to enter the precinct. This flowchart breaks down the trade-offs between driving and using public transit. If you choose to drive, the input requires pre-booking a spot at the Harborside or Darling Quarter Wilson parking garages. This provides the highest level of proximity, placing you within a short walk of the theater doors. However, this path includes an evening rate of $28 or more, and often results in absolute gridlock when 8,000 people try to exit simultaneously. The transit path allows you to bypass city traffic. You can tap an Opal card or phone to use the light rail or the ferry network. Taking the ferry from Circular Quay is the most scenic way to arrive, especially during the hour before sunset. The trade-off is that you are bound to public transport schedules, and you will need to walk 10 to 15 minutes from the wharf to reach the venue. You must weigh the pre-show convenience of a private car against the post-show efficiency of a transit departure. Next, you have to secure a pre-show meal. This map identifies the two primary geographic dining zones, Cockle Bay Wharf and Darling Square. Cockle Bay Wharf is the northern option, offering direct waterfront views and immediate proximity to the ICC. The trade-off here is price. You are often paying a premium for tourist-oriented menus at high-volume venues, like Nick's Seafood or Adria. Alternatively, you can head south to Darling Square and Steam Mill Lane. This area provides access to over 25 modern restaurants, including Mumian and Nakano Darling, at better price points and higher culinary ratings. Choosing this zone means sacrificing the harbor view and committing to a 10-minute walk back to the theater before the show starts. King Street Wharf is a third option, though it typically caters to high-energy bars and office crowds rather than quiet pre-theater dining. The dining decision is a direct trade-off between paying for geographic proximity and paying for culinary quality. The internal design of the Darling Harbour Theatre uses specialized acoustic paneling to create a quiet, immersive atmosphere. To fully experience this environment, you should plan to be inside the venue at least 60 minutes before showtime. Poor planning often results in a rushed dinner and a stressful walk through the precinct just to reach your seat before the curtain rises. Overlapping events can significantly increase this friction. This photograph of vivid Sydney shows how massive festival crowds can saturate the boardwalks. Navigating through these peak time crowds can double the expected walking time between your restaurant and the theater. Maintaining the intended atmosphere of the evening requires building specific buffer zones into your pre-show schedule. The ideal itinerary for the evening depends on your priorities. This matrix maps out 3 different strategic frameworks. The premium path is designed for date nights or special occasions, where atmosphere is the primary goal. This route involves arriving by scenic ferry, dining at the nearby Sofitel's Atelier, and enjoying a short 5-minute walk into the venue. The optimizer path is for those prioritizing food quality and logistical efficiency. This involves taking the light rail to Capitol Square, dining in Darling Square, and using the goods line walkway to avoid the waterfront congestion. The value path utilizes $15 weekend parking at Darling Quarter and quick, affordable dining at Steam Mill Lane. The theater provides the setting, but the quality of the experience is determined by the patron. The final experience at a venue this large depends on the path you choose. An elegant evening is the direct result of deliberate logistical decisions.